Hey, what's going on out there, Assassin family? It is your girl, Pretty Sexy Jara, the brand, aka Stoner Assassin 91, coming to you live with another review slash recap of Basic to Baddies presented over on Tubi by Jania Michelle. And baby, y'all already know we finna get into review episode number 3. If you have not liked, comment, and subscribe, hit that subscribe button for me. Like the video and make sure you comment down below if you've been watching Basic to Baddies over on Tubi. And I just want to thank y'all so much for showing me so much love. As you know, I am open to hosting panel discussions, doing commentary, and so much more as your head assassin. But guys, as we get into episode 3, which is titled Baddie Boot Camp. Baby, I already know from episode 2, No Mercy, No Mirrors. Baby, if we going to boot camp, all the girls finna sweat. They finna really break out here in the heat. But, to get into basics to baddies, let's see what activities that Frankie and Miss Jeanette is going to have the ladies doing at this boot camp. So yes, y'all. As we get into the opening scene, come to find out our girl Miss Jania had took the ladies out to the club. She did not take the camera, production, or crew. She just wanted to take the ladies out to have a good time and to turn up. But she said when they got back to the house, there was a little confusion and confluffle. And baby, I'm like, wait, what happened? You said it was a good time at the club. Now we back at the house and the girls having issues. What is the tea? What's the problem? And so we see I win and Alicia or Allison. And Allison's like, well, I'm not sleeping in no bed with nobody if we ain't, doing the do. She said, we ain't kids. What we got going on? I wins trying to confront her, trying to see why she ain't sleep upstairs in the room. Why they not, friends. She's like, I'm trying to figure out, like, girl, it's cool. You could have slept in the bed with me. It's no plea. It's no tea. It's no issue. And baby, the next thing we cut to our girl Pluto, and Pluto says, she hasn't been out to the club with the girls in a while. So last night to go out and have fun with the group was really interesting and very, very fun. But man, baby, we go back to our win and Alicia having like their little back and forth. And then we go to the ladies being in the kitchen, having breakfast, and we see our girl our win cutting up and shaking tail. But baby, the next thing you know, the ladies start to get into a discussion, and baby, let's just say it seems to be getting very interesting. And baby, it is about our girl, Miss Alicia, not wanting to sleep in the bed with Irene and her just coming downstairs, to clear the situation up, clear her name, saying, look here, babes, we not sleeping together. You a female, I'm grown, you grown. We shouldn't be sleeping in the bed together. Clock it. So then our girl, Miss Jania, wants to have a one-on-one with Miss Alicia, and have like a sit down and talk to her. She wants to see, where her head is and how she feeling being in the house. And so from what Miss Jania is saying that she sees in Miss Alicia is that hey, she's very expressive. She gonna say how she feels. She gonna speak on what she feels, and she just wants to understand like why was she sleeping on the couch and not upstairs in the room in the bed. And so our girl Miss Alicia explains to Miss Jania, hey, I'm a grown female. She another grown female. Females sleep wild. Some females sweat. Some females cock their legs open. She was like, I'm just not doing it. I'm not sleeping in bed with another girl. She said, we alright, but I'm just not doing it. And I list like we girlfriends or we go together or something like that. And I was like, okay. And Miss Janelle was like, okay, Miss Alicia. I mean, I get where you coming from. I get your point. And I'm like, girl, I get it too. But wow, girlfriend. Okay. And come to find out, the ladies are going out today from our girl Miss LaPorche to the park. So this has to do with their boot camp activity. And baby, let's just say I am gagging because the next thing you know, we go from the ladies in the house to them actually being at the park. And we get a scene from Miss Jania introducing Miss. yeah, introducing the instructors and letting the girls know that they will be broken down into three different groups because as being basic to baddie, you gotta have some kind of fitness, some kind of regimen, some kind of routine. And baby, let's just say the trainers are ready to train. Now we have two male trainers, one female trainer, and let's just say our girl Miss Jennifer was like looking at the female trainer in the middle. She was like, oh, she takes this too serious, but she was like, her body nice, her body is T. And then she said the group she was in and the trainer that she had, just looking at his calf muscles, she just knew this was gonna be a serious, intense workout. And baby, let's just say Miss Janelle is like, the girls is already saying they scared and they not ready. She said, but guess what? If you want to be a baddie, this is what it takes. You gotta work out, you gotta break a switch, you gotta do what you gotta do. And the next thing you know, we hear from our girl Miss Pluto, and Pluto's like, she should have not been in the group that she's in because guess what? The girls is just like, she's like, they don't want to work. They don't want to work out. She's like, they complaining they don't want to work out. Wait, we finally here to work out. And babes, next thing you know, we just start seeing all the baddies in their individual workout and poses and fits and moves. And baby, they going, all they is trying. Miss Janelle is trying to motivate the girls as they are doing their exercises and getting up the steps and just pushing, like really getting the girls to the fitness, to the goal, to the journey, and it's giving motivation. And I live. Come on, Miss Janelle, come on. So yes, y'all. After the ladies finish their workout, Miss Janelle brings the ladies up and asks them how do they feel after the workout session. And of course, the ladies all have different, points of views and expressions, and just sharing what they thought was gonna happen versus what happened. And Miss Janelle said, "I had told y'all last night we was gonna work out. Y'all must didn't know. Y'all must thought I was playing." And she says, I want to hear from all the ladies that were in each group individually, and also hear from their trainers and how they thought the ladies did out on the field. And of course, our girl Miss LaPorche got up and she was like, she was very proud of her team. They all motivated and encouraged one another to keep going, and that their trainer joined in with them and kept helping to motivate them. And she said she felt really inspired by that, and just seeing all of the ladies work out together gave them the energy, the push, and the drive that they needed. And so Miss Janelle asked the lady would they like to go back out in the field and work out. And the lady was like, no. Then she said, of course, you ladies can go home, get your little break and you know reflect on today. And they was like, but now tomorrow if you want to come back out here and get to work, we can get to work, okay? The girls is ready to work, and that's what I like to see. But as they get back to the house, we see our girl Miss Janelle having lunch with Miss LaPortia and um, Juju or Nunu. And the ladies are sitting at the table, and Miss Janelle is just asking about how the ladies are feeling about inside the house, how did they feel about the workout, and Miss LaPorche says, everyone has a different personality, and she's just sitting back getting to know. She's never lived with this many females at one time. So this is a very interesting perspective for her. And I think to see this and just for Miss Janelle to understand the ladies' perspectives and point of view of what's going on inside the house and happening while they're here for this experience is very dope to see. But y'all, as we go from that scene to our next scene, so yes, y'all. As we get into our next scene, it is our girl, Miss Janelle, and she's going into the living room area, and Miss Jennifer, Miss Juju, and Miss Nee is there. Miss Nay is there, and our girl Janelle opens up and she sits down and she gets to talking to Miss Nay about what she's been experiencing, noticing that she's been very quiet in the house, and just asking her how she's been feeling about like the workout, the exercise that they did, the challenges that they've done so far. And our girl Neve is very, quiet and reserved. She answered the questions and, did a little talking, but not too much. And then we cut to a scene of Miss LaPorche, and Miss LaPorche says that she believes Neve has been through a lot in her life, and she's seen a lot, and she just is trying to figure out, like, the girls, the experience in the house. And honestly, I really think that is what it is as well, because she seems like she's just open to, like, communicate, but just be like, okay, here you go, here I go. And when her and Miss Janelle was talking, Miss Nee did open up and express that she's been through a lot of things in her life, and she just don't, like, trust a lot of people, because situations and things do occur and happen when you open up and expose yourself to people and you trust them. And she said she's just learned from experience, but for her and Miss Janelle just to have that conversation, and I think her to even be able to cry and just be as vulnerable as she was in that moment shows that this process is helping, and she is making a greater change. Now, yes, yes, yes. After we leave from that scene, we get into our next scene, and all the ladies are up on the van. And baby, let's just say it's some tension, some beef, some things that's going on between our girl I win and one of the ladies on the van. And we hear one word say this, one word say that, a little back and forth, and then the next thing you know, a name is dropped, and it's Juju, and I went having this back and forth, and I went asked Juju did she want it. I went and said, if you want to fight, we can, girl. If you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. Next thing you know, Juju getting up, I went getting up. They finna get off the van. We hear pop, baby. Our girl Juju then popped. I went ready to get out there and throw them haymakers with the girls, but they couldn't, because Miss Janelle said, babe, what y'all fighting for about a seat? Y'all finna go out here and y'all got a challenge to do. And y'all fighting about a seat? Baby, y'all gotta get to the hustle, to the money. And I was like, Miss Janelle, the girls is cutting up. Y'all, basic to baddies, to be presents, come on. Y'all, it's been girl pretty sexy jar with the brand, aka Started Assassin. And until next time, you guys, remember, like, comment, and subscribe, and stay safe. Bye.